Hello there. Hello. Um, Golly, this is weird. I cannot tell if I'm getting sound or not. Okay, I'm going to proceed. I'm using a new app. There we go. There we go. Now we have sound. All right. Hey, let me lower you down so you're not seeing the just the lovely top of my head. Not that the front of my head is much better, but there you go. I'm in this business for my good looks. Anyway, this. Dang, I'm using a new app and it is very, very strange. So it doesn't seem to give me a monitor. Golly. All right, I'm just going to proceed without a monitor. Here is an old fantasy painting. Some of you may not know that this is a sideline for me that I enjoy very much. I actually call it my storytelling painting. And I don't make much money at my storytelling painting because I don't sell many of them. Now, how's my sound doing? Can you guys hear me okay? I'm going to turn up my... I guess you can. All right. All right. So back to addressing the question, when is a painting finished? The answer to that question is, the true answer to that question is, a painting is finished. Sorry, let me straighten you out here. The painting is finished when it's sold. That's right. So if the painting is not sold, it's not finished. You can do whatever you want. Our grandchildren were here last week for several days, and upstairs in the girls' bedroom, they go into my attic and snatch whatever paintings they want out of my attic to hang in their bedroom. So this is one that they had hung in their bedroom. This is the two girls are ages 9 and 11. So, okay, I thought, well, if 9-year-olds and 11-year-olds enjoy this painting, then maybe other people will too. Enough talk, let's get busy. Obviously, I say obviously, might not be obvious to you. This is an oil painting. And the very first thing I will do when I, almost 95% of the time, if I'm going to readdress an old painting, the first thing I will do is some kind of glazes. So, sorry, you probably can't even see this. All I've managed to do from your perspective perhaps is make it a little bit shinier. But I'm doing a very, very pale blue. I'm going to intensify a little bit. Ooh, that's too intense. Don't worry about it. We will fix it in a moment by erasing, by lifting off some of this glaze. By the way, it's a Saturday today, Saturday, July 12th? I don't know. I'm out of touch with what the date is on the calendar. And I don't know about you, but Saturdays are kind of if I'm not pressed for work, it's fun to take a Saturday and just do something for me that I want. So that's what this is. All right, so after doing a glaze, very often the very next step, oh, by the way, I should explain that my painting is sitting against, ironically, another storytelling painting. I did this one, I did a couple broadcasts on this painting months and months ago, maybe even as much as a year ago, I'm not sure. So that's what you see in the background here. A little bit odd, but there you go. That's me. I'm a little bit odd. Next step then is, after glazing, is lifting out. Anti-glazing. Taking a clean rag. And for what it's worth, this thing this that I'm doing right here, a paper towel or a tissue, a Kleenex, no, really not. because it will leave little lint. It just doesn't work well. So a real cotton rag, I strongly recommend for rubbing and scrubbing a painting. All right. One of the things, I suppose it's obvious what I was after when I did this painting, and it was subtlety. There are little bits of detail, like this tree down here. Oh, and I started this painting, again, it's obvious to me. I started with purely abstract marks, just made a great big old mess, and then found the image in the mess. So here's the castle at the top of the hill, a bridge. Castles are good storytelling. Towers, parapets, or walkways. A bridge here. Waterfalls are very romantic and exciting. Crashing waterfalls. Way down here, a big tree, and then a red tree. That's really fun. And then way at the very bottom, another bridge. And I looked at this painting last week upstairs on our two granddaughters' wall, and I said, that painting's got potential. It's like, ooh, that's not a bad painting. And I thought, I think I should take that and do some more work in it. So one of the things I don't want to do is obliterate or lose the mystery in the painting. There's so much right now. There's so much that is left undone. It goes to foggy, misty. And so it was a really good painting in that regard, but I feel like I can infuse some detail into this painting without losing all that mystery. So in my book, it would be a mistake to fill the whole thing up with detail. Are you with me? I think that would be succumbing to a bad impulse. And by the way, that is a real easy. I say this about all painting in general. Saying too much is probably one of the biggest mistakes that all artists make, if I can be really overgeneralizing here. Saying too much, man, like that's where Rembrandt is, the master of us all, perhaps. He knew when to shut up. That's a good way to put it. Knowing when to shut up as an artist, when to stop painting, and to let mystery happen. The viewer is likely to be a lot more intrigued by the mystery on the canvas than by what you've explained. Now, obviously, when I'm talking this way, that goes against all of the hyper-realist, super-realist, photorealist type painting, which I also do. If you know me, if you followed my work, if you find my work at dannelsonart.com, the website is horrible right now. I'm sorry, it's under construction. I'm paying somebody else to do it, so I'm having to be very patient. But anyway, you could still find, there's two categories there where I have my photorealistic work. One is portraits, and the other is automotive. And then there's also a still life or two that are very realistic. Anyway, back to what I was saying. A viewer is much more likely to be enchanted by the things you don't say than by the things you say. Spelling everything out, and the internet has made hyper-realistic painting I've heard this term applied to other things. It seems slightly appropriate here. Realism porn is ubiquitous. Forgive me if that's offensive, but I don't mean it to be. But yeah, realism, realism gone wild is something that YouTube has made ubiquitous. Anyway, and I'm probably drawing too much, but it sure does look nice. Here's a strange thing about I may never ever use this app again because it seems to be leaving me completely without a monitor, which I did not expect. I expected to find a monitor on my phone, and there is not. So, golly, this is weird. Anyway, so I'm showing you, I should have brought you in close earlier. Can you see that? I'm showing you the pencil lines in there. Having done that, let's go back up to the top of the painting. And you can see the most detail that was in this painting was way up here at the top of the castle and way down at the bottom, the trees at the bottom. This mist, I don't want to touch that right there. I think that would be a mistake. But some of the most detailed part of this castle, and again, I call this storytelling art, and I just think it's great fun. It's just fun. Who doesn't like a good story? Who doesn't like, a super romantic castle? If you don't, I don't know, I'm sorry, something's wrong with you. Come to my YouTube channel to find out what's wrong with you. That's sure to win me a lot of friends. Okay, it's just about time to put on my glasses. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm going to do some painting here in a minute. I'm just doing pencil because I like pencil in paintings. I'm weird that way. This is not, by the way, everything I'm doing with these pencils, Jumbo Jet Black by Jerry's Artorama. This is not conventional oil painting. Okay? If you're a new painter, don't be watching me and say, oh, so you're supposed to use pencils in your painting? No. You are not supposed to use pencils in your painting. I am not being conventional at this moment. All right, I'm mixing up some paint finally. Almost white. Little bit of blue and a little bit of Naples yellow. Naples yellow is one of my regular paint colors on my palette. You're probably familiar with yellow ochre. Naples yellow looks like a lighter version, paler version of yellow ochre. So it's a nice color to use when you just want to warm up your white a little bit, your titanium white a little bit. And of course, I've added a little bit of cerulean blue, phthalo blue. I have cerulean blue on the brain because yesterday I was doing some airbrushing, day before yesterday, and I was using cerulean blue. That was the first time I've used that in a long time. Anyway, so the color I'm putting on the canvas right now looks white, but it is not white. There's headroom on the value scale above this right now. But this is one of the things I wanted to do was punch up the contrast on this castle. So this is part of the painting up here that I think can use more pop and more detail without losing the mystery that is good in the painting. Same thing here. A little bit of atmosphere underneath. Okay, one of the ways that you know this is a fantasy castle, as opposed to a real one, is that the dimensions here are ridiculous, or the architecture is ridiculous, right? Like, nobody would build something this tall and skinny unless they were mentally unstable. And everybody living in the castle evidently has very good knees and legs, because that's a lot of stair climbing. Boy, howdy. Young people, when they're painting this kind of stuff, never think about that. But now that I'm at the age I'm at, I think I take such things much more seriously. Like, golly, that would be painful to live in a place like this. All right, I'm going to keep this broadcast really short, partly because I'm so uncomfortable with the fact that I don't have a monitor. Once again, I'm using a new app, and I'm not going to use it again till I learn more how to use it. I appreciate your humoring me in this regard. But I'll pull up a chair here in a stool and take my time. I'm just painting for fun. Yes, this painting is available if you want to buy it. Sure, make an offer. And please, if you watch this later, please leave a comment. I'll certainly respond. I'll certainly read all the comments and respond to the good ones.